Let's talk about two tools you probably use every single day, Zoom and GitLab. Right now, both of them are dealing with a really big problem, what you might call an unlocked digital door. We're going to break down the urgent security updates they just pushed out and explain exactly what you need to do. So let's dive in.
You know, we rely on software for pretty much everything, to connect with people, to build things, to get our work done. But what happens when the very tools we put our trust in have these hidden dangers? Turns out there can be a lot going on just beneath the surface that we never see.
It's a pretty unsettling thought, right? I mean, we just assume our digital lives are locked down and secure, but sometimes the very programs that are supposed to help us are the ones that accidentally leave a door wide open for trouble.
And that's the real twist here. The biggest threats aren't always some shadowy hacker trying to smash down your door. A lot of the time, it's just a vulnerability, a tiny mistake in the code. It's an unlocked door, left open by accident by the builders themselves, just waiting for anyone to find it and walk right in. So let's start with our first case, Zoom. And look, this isn't just some minor bug. We're talking about a critical vulnerability that security experts have rated as just about as dangerous as it gets. This is a big one. Now here's the really crucial part. Pay attention to who found this. It wasn't some attacker out in the wild. It was Zoom's own internal security team. That's right. They were basically trying to hack themselves, found this massive flaw, and then immediately raised the alarm to tell everyone how to fix it. The flaw allows for something called remote code execution, or RCE for short. And honestly, this analogy of a master key is perfect. Think about it. RCE is like handing a complete stranger the master key to your entire building. From anywhere in the world, they can get in, run whatever commands they want, and take total control. It's game over. So, just how bad is it? Well, these kinds of flaws are rated on a severity scale from 0 to 10. This one scored a 9.9. I mean, that is catastrophically high. It tells you that this flaw is not only easy for an attacker to use, but the potential for damage is just massive. This is the digital equivalent of a 5-alarm fire. So what is this thing exactly? It's what's known as a command injection vulnerability. In simple terms, it lets an attacker trick the system into running malicious code. Now, it's important to know this doesn't affect the average person using Zoom. It's specifically a risk for companies that run their own Zoom servers, using their on-premise solution. And here, finally, is a bit of good news. Because Zoom's own team found this thing internally, there's no evidence that any bad actors ever actually found it and used it. They basically found the unlocked door before a burglar did. But that doesn't mean we can leave it unlocked, right? It needs to be locked and fast. All right, let's shift gears now to our second story. We're talking about GitLab, the platform that millions of developers rely on. Well, they just had to release a single urgent update to fix a whole bunch of serious problems all at once. Several of GitLab's issues could lead to what's called a denial of service attack, or DOS. A DOS attack is interesting. It doesn't steal your data. It just makes a service totally unusable by flooding it with junk traffic. Think of it like someone blocking the front door to an office building. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out, and all business just stops. But it wasn't just about shutting things down. GitLab's big update also fixed a really nasty flaw that could let an attacker completely bypass two-factor authentication. You know, that extra layer of security we all count on to keep our accounts safe? Yeah, this bug could just walk right around it. Here's a quick breakdown of the most critical issues. You can see two different bugs there that could cause a denial of service attack, both rated a pretty serious 7.5. And right under that, you see the two-factor authentication bypass at a 7.4. Now, these aren't the nearly perfect 9.9 we saw with Zoom, but make no mistake, these are all high-severity flaws that need to be patched immediately. And that wasn't even everything. On top of those big ones, GitLab also patched a couple of medium-severity bugs in the same update. It really just goes to show how much work goes into these patches. It's not just about fixing the biggest, most obvious hole, it's about reinforcing the entire foundation. So let's take a step back. We've seen critical flaws in two massive platforms that millions of us depend on every day. This really brings us to the bigger picture, and more importantly, what all of this actually means for you. This really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You can't just set up your security one time and then just forget about it. It doesn't work that way. It's a constant, never-ending process. It's a race between the people building the software, the people trying to find the flaws, and the people trying to exploit them. So in this constant race, what's your role?
What's your most powerful tool? Well, it's wonderfully, beautifully simple. It's that update button. Companies like Zoom and GitLab do all the hard work of finding and fixing these unlocked doors. Our job is just to install the new, better lock they send us. So here is your action plan, your takeaway. It's a simple 3-step check. First, check what versions of this software you or your company are running. Second, if you are not on the latest patched version, update. Right now, immediately. Don't put it off. And third, wherever you can, just turn on automatic updates. Let your software do the hard work of staying ahead in the race for you. Ultimately, these big updates from Zoom and GitLab are powerful reminders that digital safety isn't something you achieve, it's something you do. It's an active, ongoing effort. The security race is always on, so the real question is, are you keeping pace?